Hello and welcome, I'm Thomas Porteous and you're watching NewsX World. Let's take a look at some of the top stories. Israel has mobilized tens of thousands of reservists as it prepares for a major assault on Gaza City while considering a new ceasefire proposal after nearly 2 years of war. The move signals Tel Aviv's determination to seize Gaza's largest urban hub, despite global criticism and warnings of mass Palestinian displacement. Israel has given final approval for a controversial settlement project in the occupied West Bank, a move critics say could cut the territory in two and destroy hopes for a future Palestinian state. The plan was celebrated by far-right Minister Bezalel Smotrich as a rebuke to Western nations recognizing Palestine, calling new housing nails in the coffin of statehood. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov accuses European leaders of making clumsy attempts to sway US President Donald Trump's position on Ukraine. He said their meeting with Trump and President Zelensky offered no constructive ideas, only escalating rhetoric. The Kremlin downplays speculations of an imminent meeting between Presidents Putin and Zelensky, even as Donald Trump presses for direct talks to end the war. Trump, after hosting European leaders and Zelensky in Washington, admits the conflict is tough to resolve and warns Putin may not want a deal. Ukraine's Prime Minister says 14 people, among them a family of 3 with children, were wounded in an overnight Russian drone strike on the northern Sumy region. Prosecutors say 15 drones hit the Al-Qatra area as US President Donald Trump intensifies efforts to negotiate an end to the war. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi says Tehran cannot fully sever cooperation with the UN nuclear watchdog after Parliament curbed inspections following June strikes on its nuclear facilities. He says inspectors must remain involved despite new laws requiring high-level security approval for future visits. Chinese President Xi Jinping arrives in Lhasa for his second visit as leader to mark 6 decades since Beijing founded the Tibet Autonomous Region. Established in 1965, it followed the Dalai Lama's exile after a failed uprising and became China's 5th and final autonomous region. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu accuses Australia's Anthony Albanese of betraying Israel and abandoning the Jewish community, calling him a weak politician. The diplomatic rift deepens after Canberra moves to recognise a Palestinian state, prompting visa restrictions and sharp war of words on both sides.